Hey friends, welcome to One Flight Down Basement Beer Tastings. Today we're taking a look at another beer from the Blackburn Brewing Company in Niagara Falls. This one is called the Brauhaus Heffeweizen. All right, so this beer came to me courtesy of my buddy Shane at Shane's Craft Beer Review. Shane sent this over, about a month ago or so. He sent me like 5 beers from this brewery. I featured a couple of them. This week I'm doing 3 of them throughout the week. I did one the other day. It was a black lager that was quite good. This one, Heffeweizen. Let's check it out. It's funny. I haven't had many Hefeweizens in a vial, and I just had one recently it was the first one I've had in a while. So now I've got another. So I'm sure you don't really need that detail, but I'm telling you anyway. Let's crack this open and let's get this in a glass. Nice active beer. Look at that activity, eh? Big upside down snowfall happening there, as my buddy Drew at Beer for Breakfast, Facts for Snacks would say. Also, a nice big drip going on. That was just courtesy of some lame-ass pouring on my part. But yeah, it's a nice looking beer. Very active, nice white head on it. On the nose, I'm getting a little bit of orange. Yeah, a little bit of orange and something else, something kind of odd. I find that often with Hefeweizens, though. It's a beer style. It took me a while to like. I used to find it kind of soapy the first few I had. And part of it was just that, yeah, they have a very unique smell to them. Sometimes the orange pops out a little more in them, and I'm finding that's the case with this one. All right, well, let's go in for a sip. Cheers, everybody. That's quite nice and quite different. So a Hefeweizen, I often get like a lot of like a coriander in there, that kind of thing. And orange is another common tasting note in that. And this one I'm getting orange way more than I normally do. Often you serve it with an orange wedge, and that enhances the orange flavor. But this has quite a bit without the orange wedge. Let's see what it says on here. It's 4.5% alcohol. It's 10 IBUs. And it doesn't really give a lot of other information on it here. But it's not bad. It's very different from other Hefeweizens I've had. It's a lot brighter up front. The back end of it, that tastes a little more like what a Hefeweizen usually does. That is so interesting. Because, yeah, like I said, the orange is a common tasting note of a Hefeweizen, or wheat beers. But I often find it needs to be enhanced a little, and this, like, the orange really pops out in that. That's interesting. But, you know, I did come with a mandarin orange, expecting to put that in there. So I'm going to do it anyway. I discovered on the last wheat beer video I did that mandarin oranges work quite well when it like as a beer garnish. Wasn't sure if it would or not. You can't. It's a little harder to like slice it up, put it on there. So what I do is I just kind of squeeze a piece of this orange in to the beer. And the last time I did that, it was quite good. I don't know if this one needs it, but we're going to give it a try. All right, and I'll get some vitamin C too. All right, so just gonna take a wedge of the orange. I'm just gonna squeeze this into the beer. And plop it in for good measure. And let's see what this does to the taste. I don't taste necessarily more orange with it, because it already had that kind of flavor to it. I find it changes the back end, though. There's not a... It almost eliminates the aftertaste. Like, had a stronger aftertaste with that before I put the orange wedge in, and now it's very, very mild in terms of aftertaste. It's weird. That's a weird experience. Overall, it's a decent beer. Not quite what I was expecting it to be, but it's pretty good. I mean, I would have it again. There's a good chance. I'm sure we're going to this brewery in July for the BrewTubers gathering, and yeah, if this is on offer there, I likely would have one, depending what else they've got. So yeah, decent beer overall. So far from this brewery, I've done this one, a black lager, and the Pilsner. And then I've still got a Bock and an IPA to do. The Bock I'm going to do in Friday's episode. The IPA I'll throw in at some point in time. But yeah, that of the three I've done, I'm actually going to say the Pilsner has been my favorite. And Pilsners aren't like the most exciting style, but I like a good European style Pilsner every once in a while. And I really thought they nailed that style really well. This, I'm not going to say they nailed the style, but it's a very good beer. Yeah, it's decent. Totally decent beer. Quite refreshing. Perfect beer to just kind of have as I laze around and watch hockey this afternoon. So, thank you all for dropping by the Terry Isle Basement Pub. Thank you, Shane, for giving me this beer and a few others from this brewery. And like I said, I've got another video coming out on Friday, and probably doing the Bock then, or the IPA. I might change my mind. We'll see. It'll be one of those two beers. All right. Thanks again, everybody. We'll see you all again real soon. Cheers.